Students, today we will revise our chapter pollution. So first we are going to study about air pollution. So types of pollutions are air pollution, noise pollution, soil pollution and water pollution. Now what is pollution? Pollution is the contamination of the environment with harmful substances or the increase in the levels of noise. So in this chapter we will study about air and water pollution. Let us first start with air pollution. Here you can see the composition of air. Air contains 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen and 1% carbon dioxide, argon, methane, ozone and water vapor. Now students, when is air said to be polluted? Answer is, when this balance of gases in air is disturbed, it is said to be polluted. For example, CO2 is a natural component of air, but when its balance goes above the natural ratio, it becomes a pollutant. Now pollutant and sources, we know that our pollutant is carbon dioxide and its sources are, we can say that a source is a place from where the pollutant enters the ecosystem. A pollutant is any substance which causes pollution. Now, how will you check if the air at a place is polluted or not? To check the quality of air at a given place, we measure its AQL or AQI or air quality index. The AQI works like a thermometer that runs from 0 to 500 degrees. Let us look at the AQI of some cities in India. Delhi has AQI 130, Pune has AQI 50 and Hyderabad has AQI as 66. So how is the air quality in Delhi? It is unhealthy for sensitive groups. In Pune it is moderate. In Hyderabad also it is moderate. So what we have learned? We learned about types of pollutions. We learned about pollutant and its source. We learned about air composition and air quality index or AQI. Through this CRL, we are going to learn about greenhouse effect and global warming.
students, have you ever visited a greenhouse? A greenhouse is a glass building in which plants can be grown. The plants can grow in a greenhouse even in extreme heat and extreme cold. But how is this possible? Let's find out. The roof and walls of a greenhouse are made of glass. The glass allows some of the radiation from the sun to enter the greenhouse. The greenhouse traps the heat from this radiation and warms up the air inside. So, even if it gets colder outside, it remains warm inside the greenhouse, hence keeping the temperatures controlled inside. Something similar happens on the Earth. Instead of glass, the Earth is surrounded by a layer of gases called the atmosphere. The atmosphere consists mainly of nitrogen and oxygen. It also contains some heat-trapping gases called the greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and water vapor. Let's see how these gases trap the heat. During daytime, some of the radiation from the sun enters the atmosphere and part of it is reflected back into space. The greenhouse gases trap the heat that enters the atmosphere and warms up the Earth. At night, the Earth's surface cools down and releases heat back into the air. Some of this heat is trapped by the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, hence keeping the temperature controlled. This way, the greenhouse gases are able to maintain the Earth's temperature, which makes it possible for organisms to survive. These gases are responsible for trapping 75% of the sun's radiation, thus keeping the Earth warm. This is known as the greenhouse effect. However, over the years, there has been an increase in the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, causing more radiation from the sun to be trapped, leading to an enhanced greenhouse effect. This is a result of human activities such as burning of fossil fuels, burning of forests, and deforestation. An enhanced greenhouse effect leads to an increase in the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere. This is known as global warming. Global warming has several negative effects. Let's see some of these. Increase in the Earth's temperature causes glaciers to melt. Between 2006 and 2016, the rate of the global sea level rise was 2.5 times faster than it was for almost all of the 20th century. Another effect of increase in the Earth's temperature is climate change. Increase in temperature causes an increase in natural disasters such as floods, hurricanes, droughts, and forest fires. Increase in temperature has also impacted the wildlife and vegetation. Due to frequent natural disasters and climate change, plants and animals are losing their natural habitats. This has resulted in many species becoming extinct or endangered. So today we learned how the greenhouse gases trap some of the sun's radiation, maintaining the Earth's temperature. However, certain human activities such as burning of fossil fuels and deforestation are increasing the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which is causing global warming.
Students, in this video we will learn about the water pollution.
Precious resources on Earth. It is important for sustaining all life forms on our planet. However, we are polluting this resource in many ways. Let's take a look at some of the ways we are polluting water. Industries such as oil refineries, paper factories, textile and sugar mills, and other such factories produce harmful chemicals that are toxic to living organisms. In most cases, these byproducts are directly released into the surrounding water bodies, causing harm to all the life forms in them. Industries also release hot water into water bodies, which raises the temperature of the water bodies and affects the animals and plants living in them. Apart from industries, the activities that we do in our homes also pollute water bodies. While doing our household activities, we end up releasing harmful wastes such as detergents, oils, and acids into the water bodies through drainage pipes. The untreated domestic sewage contains harmful bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. When the water containing these pathogens is ingested by us, it can cause serious diseases such as cholera, typhoid, and jaundice. Let's not forget about plastic, which is one of the biggest solid pollutants of water. It is dumped into rivers and oceans on a daily basis. Another source of water pollution is agricultural fields. The fertilizers, pesticides, and weedicides that are used for growing crops contain harmful chemicals. These chemicals seep into the ground and pollute the groundwater. Some of the chemicals are also released into water bodies from the fields. These chemicals are nutrients for algae and cause their excessive growth on water surfaces. The growth of algae on water surfaces does not allow sunlight to enter the water body. Further, when these algae die, they act as food for the bacteria in the water. These bacteria increase in number as they grow. They use up all the oxygen in the water body. This results in a decrease in the oxygen level of the water, which may kill aquatic organisms. The pollution of water can impact many organisms. For example, the contamination of a pond or a lake leads to the death of a few small fishes in it. When a larger fish or a bird eats these smaller fishes, the pollutants can enter their bodies too. The death of fishes can also reduce the food available to the animals higher up in the food chain. In this way, water pollution results in an imbalance in the ecosystem. Another effect of water pollution is the decrease in the fertility of soil. When contaminated water enters soil, it can change its pH. It can also harm the plants and worms in contact with the soil. To summarize, water pollution occurs due to the dumping of waste from industries, sewage, domestic, and agricultural activities. Water pollution has an impact on the environment and all the life forms in it.
Students, in this video we will learn about the water purification methods. Look at this water. Is this water fit for drinking? Answer is, even if water looks clear and has no smell, it may not be safe to drink. Water can have disease carrying microorganisms and dissolved impurities. What is potable water? Water which is suitable for drinking is called potable water. Water needs to be purified in order to make it potable. Let us learn about some water purification methods. Here you can see one method of water purification. Before this, let us discuss about this. First, water is filtered, then filtered water is boiled, then its chlorination is done, means chlorine is mixed in it, and then the distillation. First step is filtering. It is a physical method of removing impurities in water using a filter. Candy type filters are commonly used in houses. Next step is boiling. Boiling is the cheapest water purification method. The high temperature kills the germs in water. Then chlorination. Chlorination is a chemical method for purifying water in which chlorine tablets or bleaching powder are added to water. Final method is distillation. It is a method in which impure water is first evaporated and then condensed. The impurities in water do not boil, and pure water free from impurities is contained at the end. Let us compare the various water purification methods. First method is filtering. Its advantage is it purifies water efficiently. Disadvantage is it's expensive. Maintenance of filters is required. What impurities can be removed? Only materials, salts, microbe depending upon the filter quality. Boiling, it purifies water effectively. Cheapest method, no cost of maintenance. Disadvantage, inconvenient and it is time taking also. It removes microbes but does not remove dirt, metals and other particles. Chlorination, it purifies water effectively. Its disadvantage is excess of chlorine can be harmful. What impurities can be removed from chlorination? Microbes, but it does not remove dirt. Distillation, advantage is most effective method of water purification. Disadvantage is most expensive and its maintenance is required. What impurities can be removed by distillation? Almost all the impurities are removed and it gives pure water. Students, in this video we will see the impact of pollution on monuments and buildings.
An impact not just on living organisms, but on monuments and buildings as well. Industrial air pollutants such as nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide react with the water vapor in the atmosphere to form nitric acid and sulfuric acid respectively. These acids drop down with rain, making the rain acidic. This is called acid rain. It can ruin monuments and buildings by damaging their outer surfaces. Acid rain has impacted many monuments of historic importance, such as the Taj Mahal, by corroding its marble. This phenomenon is called marble cancer. The suspended particulate matter, such as the soot particles emitted by the Mathura oil refinery, have also contributed negatively towards the yellowing of the marble. Not just in India, corrosion of monuments due to acid rain has been observed in other countries as well. One such example is the Acropolis of Athens. It is located in Greece and is one of the most famous ancient archaeological sites in the world. This beautiful monument is located on a limestone hill. In recent years, Greece has expanded a lot economically And the rising levels of pollution from the modern city of Athens have led to acid rain. Due to this, the marble of the Acropolis has corroded and lost its texture. In fact, pieces of the monument have also begun to crack and fall off. This poses a threat to its grand structure, which may collapse in the future. To summarize, we now know that acid rain caused due to air pollution damages buildings and monuments. This has been seen in many cases, such as the Taj Mahal in India and the Acropolis of Athens.
Students, now we will learn about the steps that can be taken to reduce air and water pollution. What can be done to control pollution or combat pollution? These are the four broad levels at which steps can be taken to combat pollution. First step is, or first level is individual, second level is local, third level is national, and fourth level is international. What can be done at an individual level? It includes the steps that each one of us can take. So at individual level, what we have to do or what we can do to combat pollution? First is use public transport. Second is minimize electricity and water usage. Third is switch to fuels like solar energy and biofuel. Next is avoid aerosol products. Next is plant more trees. Next one is set up rainwater harvesting units at home. Next, avoid dumping oils and chemicals. Next is follow the 5 R's, that is reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose and refuse. What can be done at local level? It includes the steps that can be taken by our local communities, residencies, villages and districts. What can be done? Motivate families and local organizations to actively contribute towards the community led initiatives. Hold community led initiatives for water body cleanups and training on rainwater harvesting techniques. Next is mandate and monitor waste segregation and waste treatment. Next is set an upper limit to water delivery per household. Next is support nearby communities that face water shortage. What we can do at the national level? It includes the steps that can be taken by the government for entire country. So the steps that could be taken at national level are planting trees around the country. For example, the Van Mahotsav is a yearly tree planting festival. Next is cleaning polluted rivers. For example, the National Mission for Clean Ganga. Next is reducing emissions of pollutants nationally. For example, the National Clean Air Program is a 5-year action plan to reduce air pollution by monitoring waste disposal and switching to cleaner fuels. Now, what can be done at the international level? It includes the steps that can be taken from the entire world. So, signing agreements between nations committing to fight global climate change. For example, the Paris Committee Agreement is a treaty which 197 countries have signed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. So, what we have learned, the steps then that can be taken for the entire world, steps that can be taken by the government for its country, next steps that can be taken by the local community, and the steps each one can take